You're being blamed for creating a problem, but you didn't. The problem has been there for years, simmering under the surface. Lara's recent public complaining is what brought it to a boil. Her comments at the dinner table were a deliberate attempt to rewrite history and cast your grandparents as the villains in front of Lucy. You, knowing the full story, simply stated the truth. This isn't about you causing a rift, it's about Lara's choices finally coming to light. Your dad's anger likely stems from the fact that you exposed a painful truth he and Lara have been trying to hide from Lucy for years. It's easier for him to direct his frustration at you than to face the reality of the situation. Your dad's role and Lucy's realization. Your dad is not blameless here. He enabled Lara's decision to keep Lucy from his family, and he remained silent when Lara started her passive-aggressive campaign at the dinner table. He's now mad that the quiet arrangement he's been living with is in jeopardy. Lucy's reaction is a direct consequence of her mom's actions and your dad's passivity. She's now old enough to understand the situation and is justifiably angry about the years she missed out on. She's not mad at you. She's mad at the person who made the decision to keep her away from her family. Holding your ground. You didn't mean to cause a family crisis, but you were right to call Lara out. Her argument that no one who hated her could have a relationship with her daughter is a classic example of her trying to have it both ways. She wanted to set that boundary, but she didn't want to deal with the consequences. It's natural for you to feel caught in the middle, but it's important to remember you weren't the one who started this. You're not the one who created the situation, and you're not wrong for speaking the truth in the face of a lie. The fact that Lucy is now upset with her mom is a sign that she's processing the reality of what happened, and that's something she needs to do on her own. You were just the catalyst for her to start that process. Story 2. The woman in your office crossed a major professional boundary by directly asking for an invitation to your personal wedding. This is a common social faux pas, but her reaction elevated it to a new level. It's a personal, non-work event, and you have no obligation to invite anyone you don't consider a close friend or family member. Your response, clarifying that it was a small, intimate event, was a polite and reasonable way to handle an awkward situation. Any reasonable person would have understood and moved on. The bizarre complaint. Her decision to file a complaint with HR is what makes this situation truly unusual. The idea that a personal event like a wedding could constitute creating a hostile environment is absurd. A hostile work environment is legally defined by severe or pervasive harassment based on a protected characteristic, not by someone's hurt feelings over not receiving a wedding invitation. Our quick dismissal of the case shows they understood this immediately. They recognized the complaint for what it was, an attempt to use professional channels to resolve a personal and unfounded grievance. The lingering fallout. Her passive-aggressive behavior is the unfortunate aftermath. Since she didn't get what she wanted and her complaint went nowhere, she's now resorting to petty comments and side-eyes. This is a classic example of someone who can't handle rejection or the consequences of their own actions. You are not the one who created this hostility, she is. Her continued behavior is unprofessional and, ironically, could be seen as an actual source of workplace tension. Your original assessment is spot on. Some people really do see themselves as the main character, expecting the world to revolve around their feelings. You handled the situation correctly by being polite and letting the professional process run its course. Her ongoing behavior is a reflection of her immaturity, not of anything you've done wrong. Story 3. What started as a simple, bizarre parking incident has quickly escalated due to this woman's behavior. She initially gave you a dirty look and made a gesture, but her second appearance and the subsequent conversation reveal a clear pattern of disrespect and entitlement. Her actions, specifically, knowingly parking in your private driveway, admitting she's doing so because it's convenient for her, and then ripping up your note and throwing it in the drain, show a complete disregard for your property and your request. The confrontation and aftermath. Her claim that she knows it's your driveway and is using it is an astonishing admission. It's a clear signal that she doesn't believe she needs your permission and feels entitled to use your private property as her personal parking spot. The passive-aggressive behavior that followed, sitting on the curb and giving you filthy looks, is a clear intimidation tactic, not a sign of someone who's genuinely remorseful or has learned their lesson. Your decision to block the driveway by parking diagonally is a good short-term solution to prevent her from accessing the space. It forces her to face the immediate consequence of her actions without requiring another direct confrontation. What to do next? Given her behavior, she may try to park there again or find a new way to be a nuisance. Here are a few options for how you might handle it if she returns. Document everything. Take photos of her car in your driveway every time it happens. Include her license plate in the photos. Keep a log of dates and times. This creates a record of the trespassing. Police non-emergency line. If she returns, you can contact the local police on their non-emergency line. While they may not be able to issue a ticket for parking in a private driveway, they might be willing to come out and speak with her, which could be enough to deter her from returning. The documentation you've gathered will be helpful here. Consider a sign, a small, professionally printed sign that reads "Private driveway, no parking" might be a useful visual deterrent. While she clearly knows it's a private driveway, the sign adds an extra layer of formality. Hopefully, your diagonal parking has already solved the problem, but it's wise to have a plan in case she tries to re-engage with you or your property.